Welcome back to 26 Ways. I'm Lisa. Now we're going to tackle the letter B today and try to find 26 different and creative ways to draw it. It's kind of a weird letter if you ask me. Like you have the straight line, like the spine, and then there's two bubbles attached to it. So both straight and curvy shapes. Now, as you might know already, all you need is a fine liner or two and a piece of paper and you're good to go, but you can also download the PDF for free. Link is in the caption if you want to draw along with me. Okay, letter B. Let's go. And the tools of the day are two Pigma microns. One is size 12 and the other is size 8. So I'm using kind of big sizes so that you all can see what I'm doing clearly. And this is, like I said, the shape that we are dealing with today. Both like two half circles and a straight spine. I'm going to start with quite the slight modification of that basic shape. Here's the spine and the bubbles that are not going all the way into the spine, and they're also having this double lined, and I can make the ends match that with tiny drops there. Now into something more doodle-wise. So what you can see here is a B, right? And I'm gonna make that into two eyes. Can you see it? So I know this is not a B that you would use when you write something, but the whole point of this series is to play and doodle your way into new letter forms, and also to learn to see the letters as actual pictures, because that will widen and broaden your own repertoire. Okay, quick B with a big belly. And here we go with another shape that's kind of a, I don't know. So the spine is tweaked and the two bubbles are, it almost looks like some kind of butterfly. Okay, so here is one big, sturdy, grounded B. And as you can see, I'm using two different geometrical shapes here. The rectangle and two circles. I'm going to speed this coloring up a little bit because otherwise it would take too long. If only I could fill in color this quick in real life. So there's the black, thick, heavy B. Oh, I'm gonna make the outline of a B and then I'm gonna fill it in, I think. Yeah. And I'm just gonna draw some lines in it. Remember what I said when I drew the A, that you don't always have to make the most imaginative and creative shapes. You can use an ordinary shape and fill it out with some sort of pattern or color or whatever, and you would still get a unique letter. So there's that B. Moving on to something like, I'm thinking like, you know, one of these small, or not small, but long balloons. Here's one bent into a B. Almost looks like the German letter Oh. Anyways, focus. B. B as in boots. So this letter is gonna get boots, right? And another boot for the other foot. There's a B. Now let's take a B and extract it so it's long and thin. That is also a B. This one is more of a perhaps modern calligraphy B. I'm gonna fill out the downstrokes, make them thicker by adding another line and filling out the gap between the two lines. And it mimics the effect of a brush pen or a pointed pen where you naturally get those thicker downstrokes. So you can make it look like you used a brush pen even if you're just using a fine liner by using for calligraphy. Next up is a letter that looks almost like a rectangle, I think. Yeah, so what separates a rectangle from a B? Well, that tiny, tiny bump does, right? That's actually all you need to turn your rectangle into a letter. It's all about the details, people. Those little things that make all the difference. Okay, so I'm thinking now, flower in Swedish is called blomma. So I'm gonna make a B that's made out of flowers. And first I'm just gonna do these dots that will be the center of the flowers, and then I'm gonna use the size 8 to make flowers around each dot. Speeding that up a little bit for you people to make the flower bee. Well, I know. Another thing that also starts with B is balloon. Yeah, a spoon for you. Just to make it more look like a bee, I'm gonna add the 2 dots there. And some wrinkles there. Balloon bee. I'm thinking for this one that we're gonna draw, instead of 1 line, I'm drawing 3. So here's the spine. And the same thing goes for the half circles. And they're not touching each other. No line crosses or touches another line. Gonna need quite a steady hand for this. But all it takes is some practice to upgrade your muscle memory and make your hand turn those letters into reality on your paper. B. Now I'm gonna go with curly, like curly ends on each line. So here's the spine, and I'm also gonna have curly endings on bubbles there. Now if that B was very soft and curly, this one will be somewhat the opposite. By doing these like long and kind of pointy serifs, I'm gonna show you like that and that. Hey, it almost looks like the Batman mask. Didn't see that until now. Okay, move on, people. Let's make a single line B. Also, single line that doesn't touch or cross itself. And we can make, we could make this line into a bent arrow. Starts there and ends there. So I'm gonna forget all about the rounded shapes. For this one, I'm gonna build a B from straight lines only. There is one bubble and the other one there, like a B of sticks. Okay, let's go big, chunky, and swirly. So there's the spine and a big belly for this one. That is also kind of heavy in the at the bottom there. I'm gonna fill it in with color so I can tweak the shape a little bit before doing so. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, so filling it in, and I'm gonna speed it up for you. So what I'm going for here is I'm trying to make the bottom of the spine correspond to the bottom of the belly of the bee, the swoosh. And the thick bottom, I want them to look somewhat the same to get some symmetry into that bee. This is a melting ice cream kind of bee, or maybe not ice cream, something else, dripping, wet paint. Too much wet paint on a wall, dripping down. That's a bee too. And you can also, let's make a huge shade for this one. One small tiny bee and a really long shade. Ha! It almost looks like Superman. You know when he's taking off? No, of course the bee itself does not look like Superman. I'm not stupid. It's just that the shade looks like this phenomenon when someone accelerates real quick. Look, this is how my brain works. I see letters as pictures. So you're gonna have to forgive me if some of it doesn't make sense to you. But if I can make you see letters as pictures as well, I think that you will have a much easier and fun time creating new letter forms. Okay, B without any curvy lines. So it looks like an L, right? So I'm gonna add some lines here to make it look like the B that it actually is. And these lines will do the trick, I think. Yeah, at least it looks more like a B now than it did before. Right? No? Okay, next one. I was thinking about the eyes that I made as the second letter.
I'm gonna take that one step further, and instead of eyes I will make shades. Look, sunglasses. It's still a bee though, sort of, but it's also sunglasses. I'm just gonna add a few highlights here. And there's one, and there's one, to give the illusion of quite a glossy surface. And we're filling it in. They're gonna be pitch black, these sunnies. There. Okay, if I counted correctly, we now have 3 letters to go. So this one is a B without the spine. The curves only. Kind of looks like a capital E or the number 3. But roll with me, guys. Let's just say it's a B. And this one is a B with a pointy spine that also makes heart. Right. Okay, last one. I'm gonna do 2 rainbows planted in clouds. Look, so 3 clouds, and 1 rainbow goes from the first to the second there, and the other rainbow goes from the second to the third cloud. A rainbow bee. And that's it, people. 26 ways to draw a bee, brought to you by Secura.